That's what we're trying to show, that whenever we say, well, this is right, this is wrong, we all show that we know that God exists. Because when you see some injustice happen, you say, that is wrong, and that makes you angry. Well, yes, because...
What about people that kill each other because
God.
like my God is right and your God is wrong, so we're gonna kill you. Because that's still happening right now. And that's what I don't like, believe in whatever you want to believe. I have all respect for whatever you want to believe in. But like, why are we judging others who don't believe the same thing that we believe?
So I guess to answer your first question, is a good question. I would say that if anyone says, first of all, I only believe that there is one true God. So whatever someone makes, if the God of their imagination can tell them whatever they want, I don't believe it's the true God who told them to kill someone. Second, if someone does some atrocity in the name of Christianity, I'd say, well, they're not reflecting the God of Christianity, because the God of Christianity is an atrocious God, and he's proved that because of what he's done for us through Jesus. And if you claim to be a Christian and you live an evil life, it shows you really aren't a Christian, because you actually don't know this God. And then I guess, what would you mean by judging? Like, would you say this is judging people?
Like I'm Catholic and you know, you're Muslim, and I don't think that your God is real.
So you have like an issue with that?
Yeah, that's what people feel.
Because
people try to like convert.
Muslims
people
do not have Christ, right? They have Muhammad, Allah, Muhammad. You know, is it Christ? No. See, how do you know?
Well, I mean, they admit that, right? So they admit it, and the reason is we don't just.
And you admit that, so you're conveniently judging each other.
Well, again, it's fine to judge if you judge in the right way. So I'm using my judgment not to hurt someone, but to help someone. So I'm saying, this is the evidence that Christianity is true. This has tremendous impact, not only in how you live your life now, but also for the life after this. So it completely changes everything.
Why do you care for the life after this?
Wait, no, what's going on?
Well, so I tell someone what the truth is so that they can be transformed. Not just like, aha, take that, I'm right. I genuinely care for the person, that's why. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. So again, that's our message today. That this God.
Are you happy?
I am.
I'm
happy.
Do you know what's going to happen to you after death? Are you okay with it?
Yes, because God promises that everyone who's put their trust in Jesus.
I'm talking about you specifically.
Oh no, yes, what I'm saying. So everyone's put their trust in Jesus, which would be myself.
Right.
Is going to be present with Jesus for all eternity.
Okay.
Everyone who's rejected him will be away from him who they rejected for all eternity.
Right.
So I'm going to be rejected.
Well, yes, because unless you receive him, and that's why we're here. We don't want people to reject him.
I think I'm going to float out into the universe
and become an energy and return everything that you're gonna like.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, the reason we're here is because there's evidence that is true, that what I'm saying is true. That's why we're here. We're not just like, well, I have my imagination, I have my idea versus your ideas.
What's the evidence?
The evidence is not only through what God's shown through the design of the universe, whether it be DNA, whether it be cosmology, whether it be in the cell, but also through the historical evidence like we have over there. I can grab this right here, it's easiest. That God has not been silent. Has not been silent. That 700 years before Jesus was born, the historical fact of Jesus being born.
Mm-hmm. He said that it will be born.
He didn't say it, but God says 700 years before, through a prophet Micah, that he would have to be born in Bethlehem. So the Savior of the world would have to be born in the city of Bethlehem in southern Judea in Israel.
Right, and then it was born.
And he was born there.
Because this book says that.
Different author.
Because some man said it?
Because some man wrote this book.
No, not because some man wrote this book, because 700 years before Jesus existed, God used prophets to tell the future in advance. Now, two other authors who didn't know this prophet 700 years later tell us that Jesus was born in this city, of all the cities in the world.
Yeah.
So we have just that one. Then we have the fact that how would Jesus die for us in order to make us right with God? It says by crucifixion. 1,000 years before Jesus comes into this world, it describes crucifixion right here. It says, "For the dogs have compassed me," that was the Roman rulers who crucified him. "The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me," those are the Jewish leaders. "They pierced my hands and my feet." Again, crucifixion wasn't even invented when this was written down. And we know that this wasn't just written by some person after the fact, because we have here, it's called the Dead Sea Scrolls, which include these prophecies, were written hundreds of years before Jesus came. And we actually have the actual scrolls. It says right here, 150 BC to 125 BC. So we have those scrolls today with these prophecies. So there's no guessing, well, did someone make this up later? Like, no, God's made it so clear to us because he so desperately wants us to know him. So he's doing everything possible so that we could have you can have that if you like.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. He's doing everything possible so that we could be in a right relationship with him and be forgiven of all the evil we've done. I know we talked about injustices. If we're honest, all of us have done injustices. You've never done anything evil.
No, I have not.
You have never. Have you always loved other people and never acted selfishly?
That's incorrect. I do act selfishly.
Okay, so then they'd be evil thing, right?
Why? No,
Why?
that's loving yourself.
No, to act selfishly. So to put yourself up.
I'm loving myself. It's called self-love.
So, well, I'm using the word selfish as the fact that you exalt yourself. You put yourself in a better position at the detriment of others.
No, I do not.
You've never done that.
I just love myself.
So if I asked all your family members and your friends, have you ever acted selfishly and put yourself above them at their expense, they would say no, not once in her life.
Maybe expense that is
Like she took herself out to get a massage.
yes.
No, I don't mean taking care of yourself. I don't mean that.
But that's what it's like. I never betrayed my family. I never, beaten my family.
Right.
I never told them, because you this and this, I'm gonna do this and this. No, I don't act like an evil person. I do things that maybe like, I'm not a saint either.
You're human.
We are human, right? We have our feelings, we have our desires.
Yeah. And those desires is what leads us to do evil things, right? So have we ever lied?
See,
Has anyone in this group ever lied?
Yeah. So what?
So I have lied, right? Have you lied?
Yeah.
So
But you have.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so that's an example of doing something evil.
Why? I don't believe it's evil.
So you would be okay if people lied to you all the time and never told you the truth.
If it doesn't affect my human.
And it did affect you, though. What if it did affect you? It affected your
Well,
well-being.
then.
Right, and that's where.
I don't care if
that's
they
where-
want to act like that. I don't understand why. Why is it a concern of me if somebody lies to me?
Why is it a concern to you? Because again, it comes back
I'm
to
gonna turn around from that lying person and I'm gonna go to somebody who's not lying.
turn around. Well, it concerns me because I believe that truth.
Why are you concerned if somebody lies to me?
Why? Because they are not reflecting the God of truth who made them. Okay. So God is always truthful, and when you lie, you're acting exactly opposite of God. Think of how much evil in the world is because people lie.
No,
because people
look how much good in the world.
There's nothing that a lie will always be uncovered at the end.
I'm not talking about lie. I'm talking about good.
Okay.
I like to look at good.
And I'm agree. We should agree with good, but if we say, well, there's no God, then we have no way to judge what's good.
Why do we need to judge?
Because then my good could be different than your good.
Don't you know what is good, what is not good without God? When you were born and you were a little kid and you didn't know God.
Yeah.
Or you knew God all the time.
Everyone has always known that God exists.
You were born into God.
Yes.
But if you were a Chinese person,
they still know that God exists because they.
No, they don't.
Because
they don't believe in God. They have different religion. They have different spirituality.
They have Buddha.
They have Buddha. They
believe in Buddha.
They believe in dragons or whatever.
Well, they can have a different religion, but they still show that the same God created them.
Okay,
and they're
so you agree
knowledge.
that people internally know that what is good and what is bad.
only because there exists a standard of good and bad outside of themselves, and that standard created
I
that.
believe that the standard is within us,
Okay, so
not outside.
well, okay. What if I say that? If someone said, like we were talking earlier, it's okay. My standard within me says it's okay to kill people for fun. Would I be wrong? Would I be evil?
You tell me.
Absolutely.
It would be evil. Yeah, I agree with you.
No,
Evil.
I'm
So you know, but
You know that it's evil.
no, I'm saying
From the standpoint of someone
I
who
don't
believes
believe
in
in
God.
God, and I do know that it's evil.
So why would you tell someone that it's evil to kill people for fun? Like, what would you say? What's the
because
reason?
I believe that it's evil to kill people for fun, without even believing in God.
Right. So why would you say? Would you say that person's wrong to believe that?
I don't understand that.
If someone said, "I think it's okay to kill people for fun," would you say, "No, it's not okay"?
I would say yes.
Okay. Then, and they said, "Well, why does it matter? Because I just came up with what I believe is okay."
Then go and kill and see how you feel.
okay.
So you can actually say it's wrong. You don't see the issue with
I
that.
do say it's wrong.
But you have no way. You have no reason to give them why. You just say, "Well, just my preference."
No, it's not. It's a universal. It's what human beings
it goes
do.
against nature.
It goes against nature. Nature
Our-
is expanding, procreate, and we create. Not destroy.
Okay,
If
well,
we
there's
are
a-
destroying, then we're not progressing.
What if there's someone
We're
with
not expanding.
a Down syndrome or serious disabled? They're not going to procreate. They're actually bringing. Someone might say they're bringing society down. We should kill them. Is that good or bad?
That's no. Who is saying that?
Well, some people do say that.
Yeah,
They say
okay.
we should kill off very old people and disabled people.
What does this have to do with God?
Well, it has to do with God because there's no. If you say, well, there's no God, then everyone just comes up with their
But
own
we
morality.
I
Do
don't
it.
say I don't say that there. If you want to believe in God, go forth and believe in God. I don't believe. Like, what's wrong with that? You believe, and I totally respect that, and I believe that you believe it, and I dig it. I love it.
Yeah.
So can you leave me alone, and I'll leave you alone.
The reason why we don't want to leave people alone is because we believe that God has spoken, and in fact that He cares so deeply for us, and He had to do the unthinkable by actually coming to this cesspool of a world in the person of Jesus Christ in order to redeem us because of His great love for us. So I didn't think that. If I thought it was a big fairy tale, I wouldn't tell people, leave people alone, because I believe that's true, and that God actually came to this world in order to save us from our evil desires, our evil minds, our evil actions, and forgive us of all of it. That's why I warn people. If I thought it was a fairy tale, I'd be like, you just believe whatever you want. I don't care.
That's why I warn people.
That's why I warn people because, again, you asked me, when you die, are you going to be with God or without Him? I'm saying, for all those who
I
receive
don't care.
Jesus, they'll be
I'm
with
gonna
Him.
Dead.
Well, but I care, and God cares where you
Why
are.
do you care?
Because God cares.
You're gonna believe, and you're gonna forget about it.
I won't forget about you. I'll pray for you after because
Thank you.
God cares. That's right.
I have
Because
my
God
friend,
cares.
she believes in God, and she always prays for me. She says, Lilia, I pray for you every day, and I'm like, thank you.
Well, Lilia, I hope that you would take this
No, thank you.
and
I'll
that
share it with her.
thank you, and I hope that you would come to know the God who is Jesus because He cares for you guys so deeply. I want you guys to be with Him forever and not be absent and experience His forgiveness and experience the transformation.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for talking.